Hello and namaste to all. One of the major challenges that women face in the contemporary world is the persistence of patriarchal norms and values that have shaped the history and culture of human civilization for a long time. Patriarchy is a system of social organization that privileges men over women and that assigns different roles, rights, and responsibilities to each gender based on their biological sex. Patriarchy has resulted in the oppression, exploitation, marginalization, and silencing of women in various spheres of life, such as economy, politics, society, and the environment. Women have been denied equal access to education, healthcare, employment, leadership, decision making, and resources that are vital for their well being and empowerment. Women have also been subjected to various forms of violence, abuse, discrimination, and harassment that violate their human dignity and rights. Women have been excluded from the narratives and discourses that shape the collective consciousness and identity of humanity and that have influenced the values and ethics that guide human actions and interactions. Women have been ignored or erased from the histories and stories that celebrate the achievements and contributions of human civilization and that reflect the diversity and complexity of human experiences and perspectives. Women face many challenges and obstacles in various aspects of their lives, such as health, education, employment, violence, and political participation. Some of the major issues that impact the women in the 21st century are gender based violence. This includes physical, sexual, psychological, and economic abuse, as well as harmful practices such as female genital mutilation and child marriage. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 3 women worldwide have experienced either physical and or sexual intimate partner violence or non-partner sexual violence in their lifetime. Gender pay gap. This refers to the difference in average earnings between men and women for the same work or work of equal value. According to the International Labour Organization, women earn on average 77% of what men earn globally, and the gap widens in higher skilled occupations and senior positions. Maternal mortality. This is the death of a woman during pregnancy, childbirth, or within 42 days of termination of pregnancy. According to the United Nations, about 295,000 women died from preventable causes related to pregnancy and childbirth in 2017. And most of these deaths occurred in low and middle income countries. Lack of education. This is the inability or limited opportunity for women and girls to access quality and inclusive education at all levels. According to UNESCO, about 132 million girls are out of school globally, and girls are more likely than boys to never enter school or drop out early. Underrepresentation in leadership. This is the low proportion of women in decision making positions and roles in various sectors such as politics, business, media, academia, and civil society. According to the Inter-Parliamentary Union, only 25.5% of national parliamentarians were women as of October 2020, and only 21.9% of ministers were women as of January 2021. But there is hope. The planet is undergoing a profound shift in consciousness, a shift that aligns us with the Divine Mother, the source of all creation and love. This is a new era for women and men everywhere, an era that reveals the Divine Mother, the origin of all life and compassion. This is an era that activates the feminine power within each woman and man, the power to create, heal, and transform. This is an era that calls women and men to reconnect with their true essence, their divine nature, and their sacred purpose. Indeed, there is hope in this new era, hope for a better world. At Aadha Akash, this emerging dawn of divine feminine will be discussed under the cryptic message Plan A and B of February 10, 2023. Plan A, I am the Devi experiencing her I, the mitochondrial mother who emerged from the primordial ocean. Plan B, I am the secret sacred conspiracy, the floodlight of your spotlight. Before I continue, please note that the I of Plan A is in lowercase as it refers to the reader, whereas the I of Plan B is in uppercase and refers to the Devi. Plan A is a spiritual path that recognizes the Devi as the ultimate reality and the origin of everything that exists. The Devi is not a separate entity but a manifestation of the supreme consciousness that pervades all beings and phenomena. Plan A followers seek to connect with the Devi and align themselves with her divine will and power through awakening the Mother Kundalini or being born again of the Holy Spirit. The mitochondrial Eve is a reference to the scientific theory that all humans share a common female ancestor who lived in Africa about 200,000 years ago. Mitochondrial DNA is a type of genetic material that is found in the mitochondria, which are the organelles that produce energy for the cells. Mitochondrial DNA is inherited only from the mother and can be used to trace the maternal lineage of a person to the original source. In other words, mitochondrial Eve is defined as the most recent woman from whom all living humans descend in an unbroken line purely through their mothers and through the mothers of those mothers back until all lines converge on one woman. The primordial ocean is the origin of life and the cosmic womb of the mitochondrial mother 1.6 billion years ago and connects her to mitochondrial Eve. It explains how both these figures are related to the emergence and sustenance of life as well as their symbolic meaning as expressions of the feminine principle. It represents the primordial state of the existence before creation and differentiation. Some myths and religions believe that life emerged from the waters of chaos and was nurtured by her. The Divine Mother is a manifestation of the ancient and universal feminine principle that transcends time and space. Plan B is a secret and sacred plan that intends to awaken and free humanity from ignorance and oppression. The floodlight of your spotlight signifies that the Divine Mother is casting a brilliant and revealing light of divine consciousness on the dark and hidden aspect of reality that are usually neglected or dismissed by the patriarchal religions, society, and culture. She's demonstrating to be a powerful and benevolent force that confronts the status quo, discloses the truth, and enlightens human consciousness. The divine floodlight is a metaphor for the spiritual illumination that transcends the limitations of the human mind. It is the source of wisdom, compassion, and creativity that can guide us to live in harmony with ourselves and others. The human spotlight, on the other hand, is the narrow focus of our rational intellect that often blinds us to the bigger picture and the deeper meaning of life. The human spotlight can be useful for solving problems and making decisions, but it can also lead us to ignorance, arrogance, and suffering. The divine floodlight profoundly expands the human spotlight by revealing the hidden dimensions of reality that are beyond our ordinary perception. It shows us the beauty, the mystery, and the wonder of existence that can inspire us to grow and evolve as human beings. The divine floodlight is not something we can control or manipulate, but something that we can invite and receive with humility and gratitude. It is a gift that we can share with others through our words and actions, creating a positive impact in the world. Across the globe, a new awareness is slowly awakening in both women and men, and it is linked to the Divine Mother. She's inspiring them to reclaim their divinity, their dignity, their creativity, their wisdom, and ultimately their own immortality. That is her presence and essence within. She's inviting them to cooperate with her in creating a new reality, a reality that is based on love, harmony, justice, and peace. The journey of women to the sacred feminine will not be a gentle or easy one. It will be a fierce and brave one. It will involve women confronting their own darkness, healing their own pain, questioning their own assumptions, and changing their own lives. It will also involve women confronting the darkness of the world, healing the pain of the planet, questioning the assumptions of society, and changing the systems of culture. It will be a journey that will require women to be both fighters and healers, both dreamers and doers, both leaders and learners. It will be a journey of a great awakening, a metamorphosis, a profound spiritual rebirth. It will be a process of shedding the old self and embracing the new one, of discovering the true essence of who you are and what you are meant to do in this world. It will be a transformation that requires courage, faith, and perseverance, but also brings joy, peace, and fulfillment. It will be a journey that challenges you to grow beyond your limitations and to transcend your fears. It will be a journey that invites you to connect with your higher self, your divine source, and your soul purpose. A sacred circle of sisterhood awaits women who are ready to awaken to their true nature and purpose. The Divine Mother calls them to join her in this circle where they can exchange their experiences, their insights, their struggles, and their delights. She also calls them to communicate with her directly, to receive her teachings, to sense her love, to embody her qualities, and to serve her mission. This is a journey that demands women to be both open and active, both modest and confident, both caring and creative. The awakening of women to the Divine Mother is not a temporary or superficial process. It is a permanent and profound one. It affects every aspect of women's lives, from their personal relationships to their professional careers to their spiritual journeys. It also affects every aspect of the world's life, from its ecological balance to its social harmony to its cosmic destiny. It is a process that changes women from being victim of history to being agents of evolution. Our hearts are the dwelling place of the Divine Mother, who is always present as a loving force. She is the origin of all that is good, true, and beautiful in the world. She cares for us, heals us, guides us, and shows us the way. She inspires us to grow, to learn, to create, and to love. She calls us to our higher purpose with gentleness. The Divine Mother is emerging in our consciousness as we enter a new phase of evolution. She's inviting us to join her in co creating a new world of peace, justice, and harmony. She's awakening us to our true nature as divine beings, as expressions of her infinite love. She is empowering us to manifest our gifts and talents, to contribute to the common good, and to fulfill our purpose. The Divine Mother's energy and qualities are manifested through women who have a special role and responsibility in this evolutionary process. They are the ones who can create and embody her vision and values in reality. They are the ones who can change themselves and the world with her grace and guidance. However, many women are not aware of their evolutionary potential and their connection to the Divine Mother. They are still trapped in old patterns of thinking and behaving that limit their freedom and happiness. They are still influenced by patriarchal structures and systems that oppress and exploit them. They are still suffering from internalized wounds and fears that prevent them from expressing their true selves. This is why women need to awaken to evolution and emerging consciousness of the Divine Mother. They need to recognize their innate worth and dignity as daughters of the Divine Mother. They need to reclaim their power and sovereignty as co creators of the Divine Mother. They need to align their will and actions with the Divine Mother's plan and purpose. By doing so, women will be able to overcome all obstacles in their path to emancipation. They will be able to heal themselves and others. They will be able to create positive change in their families, communities, and societies. They will be able to enjoy a fulfilling and meaningful life. This is not a fantasy or a utopia, but a possibility and a necessity. This is not a passive or a submissive attitude, but an active and a courageous one. This is not a selfish or a separatist goal, but a compassionate and a holistic one.
So, if evolution is the most vital climax of our existence, then it has to come to us spontaneously. We cannot do anything about it. So, first of all, let us relax. It's going to work out spontaneously. So, why put ourselves up into a tension? Now, we have to see, like a scientist, with a very open mind, that we are not yet aware of ourselves. We do not know what are we. We know we are human beings. But are we really human beings alone? Or are we something more than that? And if we are we aware of that? Now we are moving only logically at this. Once we accept that still we are not that reality by which we can know every dimension of ourselves. If there is light, we should be able to see everything in this room, isn't it? If we have light within ourselves, we should be able to see ourselves within and without. The confusion is there because this light is not yet enlightened. But now think that you are made a human being. But why? Why? What was the need? Why so much trouble was taken by nature to make a human being? No scientist goes into the whys, you see. They'll say it is so. It's a scientific way of looking at things. Now they say it's parketed, all right, it is parketed. They write down this is parketed, finished. Whatever they see and know, they write it down, this is so. But they cannot say why. Why there is gravity in the Mother Earth. They cannot say that. But let us ask this question why? Why are we human beings? This is the beginning of your seeking. Now, when I put forward some sort of a hypothesis for you, some sort of a idea or a theory before you, you need not get disturbed by it. Keep yourself open and see for yourself if it works or not. But for this, we really need people who are ardent seekers. Like we come into any university, I would say, we keep ourselves open. We just don't go and challenge every knowledge to begin with. But we try to find out for ourselves whether whatever is said is true or not. In the same way, we should keep ourselves very open about this method of the nature, which is spontaneous, and the power that is placed within us, which is called as Kundalini. This is the name given by human beings. God has not given names to anything. That resides within us in the triangular bone. Now, it is too fantastic to believe those who have never heard about. But even in the Bible, it said that I will appear before you like tongues of flames. Can they explain what are these tongues of flames are? As it is, they gave no chance for Christ to speak much. And there were not any university students to understand about Kundalini, about this beautiful instrument that God has placed within us. They were ordinary fishermen. So whatever they saw, according to their own understanding, they have put it down. If they could have understood Christ, they would never have crucified him. But they never understood him and didn't want to understand him. In the same way, it should not happen today. We should try to understand. It's very important, imminent, and crucial. If this point is missed, big danger I can see for a complete disaster. We are already seeing the signs of that destruction taking place within ourselves. I'm sure somebody must have told you about this chart, the Kundalini, and the way it rises. Before doubting about its existence, I would request you to know that nature has taken all beautiful care to create you. And all these centers are placed within you. They exist. When the Kundalini rises in so many people who have obstructions, you can see the pulsation in your triangular bone. In some people, we have seen very violent movement. You can see the rising of the Kundalini also. You can see the breaking of the Kundalini here, the real baptism that John Baptist talked about. You can feel the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost emitting out of your head, which is not possible. All kinds of things are floating now in the market. Of course, Sahaj Yoga is not in the market. This you must have known because you cannot pay for Sahaj Yoga. It's an insult even to think of money. This is your own right. You are made for it. Just like this instrument is made, you are made specially, and you are to be put to the mains.
Both Jesus and the Mahadevi are guiding humanity towards a higher state of consciousness and a deeper connection with the divine. This is the awakening of women and men to an emerging reality of the 2000-year promised resurrection of life eternal of Jesus and the timeless Jivan Mukti evolution of the Mahadevi. Jivan Mukti is a concept in Hindu philosophy that refers to the state of being spiritually liberated while still living in a physical body. A person who attains Jivan Mukti is called a Jivan Mukta, which means one who is free while alive. A Jivan Mukta has realized the true nature of the self, which is identical to Brahman, the supreme reality. A Jivan Mukta is free from ignorance, attachment, desire, and suffering and enjoys eternal bliss and peace. A Jivan Mukta has transcended the effects of karma and the cycle of rebirth and is no longer bound by the limitations of the mind and the senses. A Jivan Mukta is a rare and exemplary human being who has achieved the ultimate goal of yoga and Vedanta. Namaste and see you again in the next weekly video blog.